Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today we're going to look at the difference between the Wiawis ARC and ARS clickers. Now, when it comes to buying a clicker for your bow, for your recurve bow, maybe a compound bow, there's quite a few to choose from. The Win and Win clickers are one of the few carbon clickers out there in the market. They also have the Decut carbon clicker, although I don't know if Decut's still in business. I'm not sure what that story is. So the advantage of the carbon clicker is I find it's a little bit noisier. So when you're shooting a competition, or let's say you're in an indoor competition and everyone's making lots of noise, it's very hard to hear your clicker, and you're often second guessing whether the clicker went off. So what you're looking for is it to be noisy. So this is the straight ARS clicker. The ARC is curved. So we're going to just try both of them. Now this is the ATF riser from Win and Win. You can see the clicker extension here. So the clicker's going straight onto that. So it's metal onto metal. Now if you shoot through the clicker, you do risk the chance of breaking a carbon clicker. Now I have shot through the clicker a few times and I haven't broken it, but I have had a couple returned to me which have been broken. It's really the only way to break a piece of carbon clicker. Now when you go through the clicker, now the way I do it is I want the clicker to be, I want to hit my anchor point and I want the point to be really close to the clicker. So all I've got to do is pull my shoulder blades together to get the clicker to go off. So I'm trying to pull my back together to get the clicker to go off. You don't want it too early and you don't want it too late. So you don't want to be forcing your way through it. Now what I like about the new Wiawis clicker, the ARC, I don't know if this one does because I've had this one on my bow for years, it's got a tool to lock it onto the bow which you can apply more tension because you don't want your clicker coming loose in a tournament. So let's try out this bow with this clicker and we're going to compare it to the new clicker and see which one I like best. So I find the clicker quite easy to load, but it's not particularly noisy. I have tried quite a few other clickers. I've tried the Biter clicker, which is very popular. They produce some interesting ones that come off here and ones come off your sight as well. But this was basically the noisiest I could find and I've been more than happy with it. But now let's take a look at the new version, which is curved, and see how it fits on the bow. So this is the Wiawis Titan bow with Titan limbs. So we're going to be testing this bow out. And to test this bow out, I fitted the ARC Win and Win clicker. Now you can see it's got this curve there. So the advantage of this is to load the arrow, you don't need to pull this clicker out. It can just go through the space here on the side. Now there also feels like a lot more tension. You can hear the extra noise. And yeah, look, the plate on the Wiawis is a bit different, but I think this clicker generates a lot more tension than the straight flat one. And what that's doing is making it a lot noisier. So let's try this out. Now I'm going to say, when you try out new equipment, and that's what I'm doing with this bow, I've got it all set up. Now I haven't changed my existing bow. So I haven't changed it. I just transferred the stabilizers across. I've got new arrows for this bow, and that's just because I'm testing them. But I could still shoot my old arrows with the bow. So I've already shot through the target butt, I've tested the tune, one with a vane off, one with the vane on, to see if they hit the same spot. They did. So these arrows are actually longer, they're second hand. And I was like, well, let's give them a try. They're 550 spine, this is a 50-pound bow. So they were cheap because they're second hand. So I was like, well, let's try this out. But again, so when I try stuff, I'm trying this clicker. So let's see if I prefer this clicker versus the old flat clicker that I've been using for years. So the loading I prefer because you just load it through here. Now with the tip, I'm going to prefer this clicker to be down further because I run the risk that the arrow is going to slip through the clicker because I want it down a little bit further. So when I go to adjust this, so when I go back to the shop, I'm going to move this clicker down. It's probably about down that much more, so it's a little bit more secure on the arrow. Now I don't know if I could tell the difference. I know I wanted to click earlier in the shot sequence. I don't know what the customer whose arrows these were glued them in with. I'm assuming a hot melt, but they're a little bit long, and you can see the spot of my clickers right out the front of the bow, so I prefer that clicker in a bit. So let's just shoot another shot. It's funny when I do this, I'm still used to pulling the clicker away with this finger to load the arrow, even though this is curved. Look, I think I prefer the curved clicker from Win & Win versus the flat clicker. I think it makes more noise. Now, saying that, I've shot 2 arrows with it, so I don't know if I do or don't. But this is what I do when I try new equipment. I now give this a run. I'll try the old arrows with this bow. I'll test it out. I'll shoot it for a while and see how I shoot. And then if I'm not happy with it, I'll revert back to what I had before. Same with this bow. I'll test this bow out. I've got a mark with my old setup, which I shot today. So today I actually shot a state record. So I've got a mark. I think I could have shot better. I know everyone says that, but I have a mark. So now I shoot with this bow and see if I shoot better. Now you're probably going to say, why do you change equipment and all that sort of stuff? Well, I want to build my poundage, and I don't mind trying out different equipment. One, it gives me a better knowledge of the equipment. It gives me, like, do I prefer this grip? Do I prefer that? These are different arrows. Do I prefer these versus the VAPs that I shoot? Now, these vanes, look, I don't like the look of them. That from Flex Fletch. That's what he had fletched with. Look, they're probably fine. But I just give stuff a go. And with this clicker, when you're trying clickers, this is not the cheapest clicker. I'm going to say it's more towards the most expensive clicker, about $50 retail. But they tend to last you. You don't go through them, and I think you want to have a clicker that makes a pronounced sound, that when it clicks. You don't want to be sitting there in your shot sequence and go, was that the clicker that made a noise or not? You don't want to be thinking that. You just want to go, click, execute the shot. Now that one was a lot better. See, I think I kept the shoulder down. I pulled through the shot. Much better shot. So I was happier with that shot. And that's what I do when I set up a bow. I'm like, the shot before that, the clickers felt too close in. I felt like I needed shorter arrows. That shot, that felt better. So with this, I then try stuff. With this clicker, the ARC versus the ACS, I think I prefer the curve, but we'll go and try it and see if we like it over time. Anyway, so my summary is, so there are some cheaper carbon clickers on the market from Decut. I don't think they lock onto the bow as well. I don't think they're as made as well. Now with some of these clickers from Win & Win, the little metal plate here that connects to the carbon, sometimes that will come off. I've had it come off mine. I've just glued them back on when they have. So I just used some glue, some normal Loctite glue, and it's sort of stuck, and I've had no problems with it since. But look, they are expensive, but if it lasts and it's good, I think it's worth it. So anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. That's the ARC and ARCS clickers. Thanks for watching. Bye.